Okay, let's call this meeting the Haysville Planning Commission to order. The first item of business is a roll call.
Welch. Meyer.
Here.
Coleman. Here. Randall.
Here.
Clayranger. Azier.
Here.
Wellington.
Here.
Chatwell. Here. Green.
Here.
Holub.
Here.
Stock. Here. Burden.
Here.
Next item of business is the approval of minutes of December 14, 2017.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as edited, right?
You have the current, the
Yeah.
edited versions
The ones provided today.
provided today, and they are in your hands, yes.
I'll second.
Thank you, Clay.
Second.
Motion and a second. Clay did. Motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Abstain.
Under new business, we have master plan review calendar.
I move we approve the master plan review calendar.
I'll second that.
Before we vote, I want a little bit of discussion. This is the same calendar as it always is, but remind me which stuff we actually completely updated last year.
We updated the bicycle, we did election of officers, we did bicycle and pedestrian plan, we did a park plan. This is slightly different.
So the park plan that we did last year is not on this year's agenda because we just did it, right?
Right, because we just did it. The bicycle and pedestrian implementation plan that you see on here is going to be a part of the bicycle and pedestrian scope that I recently submitted, and we're getting ready to hire a consultant for. And I would like that to be presented to the planning commission
Okay.
for approval. So they know that they're going to, whoever we're going to hire knows that they're going to have to present that to you. In addition to that, we have to do our 2-year overhaul, rework of the comprehensive plan, because last year you had mentioned that we do that biannually.
Yeah, it's pretty intensive, so
Yeah,
doing
so-
it every year,
Gets ridiculous.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
change as
That's
much
why I was
as...
doing it towards the end of the year, because we're adding the bicycle and pedestrian and the historic plan, that those are going to be new this year that we're going to be working on
Okay.
to add to it.
How does that historic plan in May jive with the church? Do you have a schedule for that at all?
There's a new development.
Okay, but you guys found a church, right?
Yes, we found a
Okay.
church, but there's a new development, hence a special council meeting on Monday night at 6 o'clock.
So May for that makes sense also, because stuff should be decided and we can actually...
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And is April when the council is doing their budget and capital improvement
I
program?
believe so. I'm not sure. Looking at previous years, I think that's when they previously have done that.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or discussion? I have a motion and second to approve the master plan review calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Who seconded?
I'll second it.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Next item of business is the closing calendar for 2018. Any discussion?
So I'll move approval for that calendar as well.
I'll second.
A motion and second to approve the closing calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Next item of business is public hearing case VAC 2018-01, vacation of East Greenwood in the Haysville Industrial Park. Sorry, I have to find my paperwork. The Kansas Supreme Court has defined the role of the Planning Commission as a quasi-judicial function to protect the rights of all parties involved, and in order to create an opportunity for everyone to speak their opinions and present information to assist the Planning Commission in reaching a decision. A fact-finding procedure we use is available on the paper by the door. We now formally open the public hearing regarding the request for vacation of East Greenwood. Have any planning commissioners had any outside contacts regarding this case?
No.
Do any members of the commission have a conflict of interest in this case?
No.
Has the planning secretary received any written or electronic communications other than what you provided up here?
Let me refresh my memory.
Everybody got a copy of these, right? Not just me?
I did receive 2 phone calls. One was from a James Beebe at 142 Perner Drive, who had concerns. Chris, who had concerns.
What were those concerns?
Chris is going to get this image up on the thing so that you can visualize as well. He had concerns. Beautiful night out, and we're stuck in here, sorry. In your report, I put together a report that I thought was pretty extensive, but I have some additional information, and I will talk about that here shortly. The city of Haysville received word that properties were needing to expand or whatever, and one of the things that we discovered when we were looking at the area was that East Greenwood Street seemed to be a street to nowhere. It didn't seem to be utilized. I had been monitoring the street visually to watch its traffic flow if there's any, and there's virtually no traffic on that narrow, small section of road, or that small road. So I talked with the city manager, and we decided to kind of apply for vacation to see if that was a feasible solution. And in your report, what you received is, of course, the request, what it is, its location, the proposed use, expansion of the Lot 10, Lot 2, where we would like to give the northern half of the property to Lot B, and we would like to give the southern half to, what was the lot number again? 2, 1?
10.
10, thank you. Additional information that I did include in the report included the water and sewer lines, as well as a statement from the fire department, because Mr. Hendricks did have some concerns about the fire department. Fire department did specifically tell me over the phone when I contacted him, they did not contact me, I contacted them, that there are 2 roads classified on Lot B, for Lot B, that is Dietrich as well as Perner, so an entrance and an exit off that property is not a requirement by fire department code. But he did, as you received in attachment 1, their statement pertaining to the fire hydrants. Additional information that I have received this week, I had some concerns when I started looking at the property or the Greenwood Street area again, just to make sure there is a fire hydrant, as you can see in the staff report, on the southeast corner of Greenwood Street. And I was concerned about the water line that is actually going to the fire hydrant. So I wanted to know whether or not that fire hydrant, if we cut that water line going from the fire hydrant west to the property line that the city owns from Broadway, if that was going to cause an issue with pressurization in the fire hydrant or not. So I talked with Public Works Director Tony Martinez and asked him to take a good look at it, and have Levi Brewer, the water department supervisor, And they came back with a statement, and I gave you a copy of his email response to me. The water main located on East Greenwood can be abandoned, capped after the fire hydrant that is located on the southeast corner of the intersection of Greenwood and Perner. This will not affect fire flow with this hydrant. That is the additional information that I received this week, and I wanted to make sure you got it so that you were informed. And I am ready for any questions you may have.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We're simply doing this to give them additional property. There's no other reason?
It is my understanding, and I believe the owner of the lot that is needing to expand is here.
That's the next step, is they need to speak.
Yeah, we'll get, yeah. It is my understanding that they need to expand because they received a multi-million-dollar contract from, I think, Spirit Aerosystems. I don't know all the details. They needed to expand at least a minimum of 5,000 square feet. As it stands right now, based on our zoning code and their property lines, they would not be able to do that. And we, of course, don't want to lose their business. You know, if we can't get them to expand, we don't want them to lose, we don't want to lose them. So we were looking at a way in which this could be feasibly done, and the vacation was what we were thinking of, because Greenwood Street is not a utilized street for main flow traffic or even hardly any traffic, other than the occasional semi that will use it.
I think we'd like to hear from the applicant now.
Okay?
Second question. Who will pay for the removal of this street and the curb radiuses?
That would be up to the owners, because the north owner, they can do whatever they want with their 32 feet, and then the south owner can do what he needs to do with his 32 feet, of course, meeting zoning code requirements.
Will the radiuses be totally done away with?
On the street?
Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Okay,
Sort of,
well,
maybe.
then, there will be a continuous curb and gutter replacement along the west line of Perner. Is that correct?
I believe that they're going to be left alone. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yes, they're going to be left alone, I believe. We had no intentions of doing anything further with it other than just making sure it's vacated. I'm not sure exactly. That's something I didn't even think about, to be honest with you, so I can check into it.
Yes, because I'm a little unclear how much is going to be removed.
Okay. That is a good question.
Well, what needs to happen,
Oh,
both
hey,
radiuses are eliminated.
We need to wait until we get to the discussion portion for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're halfway through the script.
Okay.
Let's hear from the applicant, and when we get to that discussion part, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Now, can we please hear from the applicant?
Oh, well, he's not the applicant, I'm the city's the
You're the
applicant.
agent?
Yeah, the city's the applicant.
Okay. Can someone explain to us what the expansion looks like, how it will be on the property,
Okay.
things like that?
I'm Robert Smith with AAA Air Support. I contacted Rose to ask if there was a possible of expansion. Now, something just brought to my attention about that street. I don't need that street. You can leave that street alone as far as I'm concerned. I just need to have that expansion. We have received quite a few different offers from Spirit now, and we're too small. We're too small to take on all that aluminum, all the stainless, everything. There's nowhere for us to put it. We've looked at our layout, and there's nowhere to build on the south side. There's nowhere to build on the east side. The only place we can come to is the north. Sorry, I'm a little
No,
nervous
you're
about that.
fine.
I
So-
speak very much, so.
You need to go north, that part I
Correct.
get. I think we saw a graphic at one
Yeah, can
point
you
that
put it back up,
showed
Chris?
you Which means you're
Correct.
The other half, I believe, would be left alone.
okay.
Just one quick little thing. We've been here for 12 years, I believe, in Haysville. I think we have 16 employees, and I will actually be bringing a minimum of 5 more employees in also.
You said that you had several offers from Spirit Aerosystems. Do you have documentation to support these? Have you agreed on a contract?
Yeah, I already have the contracts.
Okay.
But
Is it
they want to
contingent
ramp
upon-
up to, excuse me?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Is the contractual agreements contingent upon this expansion? Or
No.
do you already have the
No.
business?
No, it has nothing to do with the expansion.
Okay.
We have to accept this work because we want it, first of all.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we just do not have the room to do it.
Okay.
They've already said they're ramping up to 5 times what we're doing now.
Okay.
And we're fine if we didn't take any more work, but, you know, we're a small company. We're not Spirit, you know, like they are, but, so that's why I'm here.
Any other questions for the applicant?
So just to confirm, you are currently executing business for Spirit?
Correct.
You're just looking to increase your capacity for more
Correct.
business?
Correct.
Are you limited from going south at all?
Yes.
Yeah,
our
that's a
property
continuous
line's
building.
at an angle and
Yes.
The
there's,
graphic doesn't show it,
Oh,
but
can you put it back up?
to speak? Not a member of the public, she's here with you?
yes.
Okay. Public comment portion for this public hearing is now closed and the floor is open to commissioners' comments.
Well, I will resume.
Thank you.
What happens to the radiuses? Are
That
they
I do not
eliminated?
know. That is something we hadn't discussed. I believe that the radiuses will most likely end up being, I would assume, being converted to curb and gutter
By who?
by the city.
So is the city willing to take on that?
That I cannot answer, but I think they probably would.
I mean,
I'll have to talk-
at
that's
some
something,
point,
like I
his
said, I'll have to-
responsibility stops at his property line, and everything
Right.
else is up to us to,
Right,
And-
and because that will be the public right of way, so I will have to talk
Yes.
with Will about that.
and we'll have to talk to him about, you know, whether the drainage works out properly or not. Somebody should probably look at that. We need to talk about, are there any other utilities in that right of way?
No,
Nothing, not a gas line, not an electric line.
not that we know of, we have not seen.
No, I'm not asking.
No, we have not seen any, we've been looking, and there are no, the only line in there is the water line that we have seen, that we can verify. There's nothing else.
Did we do a one call?
No, we did not do an 811 call.
Did you notify the gas companies that this was happening, and did they respond?
No.
So there could be gas lines in there, we just don't know. Do we know who owns the property at the other end of Greenwood?
City of Haysville.
That big square right there that this ties
City of
into is owned by
Haysville.
the city. And the road was put in there and stubbed water line there so that the next phase of the industrial park could be expanded right there. And you would have multiple access points in and out of the industrial park. And the city of Haysville is okay with us eliminating this, and then later on down the road, if we want to develop that as part of the industrial park, which isn't out of the realm,
Right.
that we're not going to be able to connect to it.
May I-
There is water connection, well, we know that there is water connection off of Broadway.
Right.
As indicated by Tony.
But the street
the
that
street
would
is-
go through,
The street itself on Lot B up here, Chris, can you go back to the photo?
a future meeting to research that and see if that is a viable alternative to vacating Greenwood. Are you guys okay with that?
I'm great with that.
Okay.
I mean, sooner the better for me, but I understand, and that would actually be a better option for me than going the route we were trying to present.
Great.
I'll second that.
Thank you,
Because
Deb.
I may personally want to take 10,000
Okay.
instead of,
So I have a motion and second to table this until the future. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Thank you.
thanks for taking the time listening to me.
Sorry we didn't get to the table portion until 48 minutes in, but
Have a good evening.
I think we had good discussion. No old business? Any correspondence and informational reading?
None.
Committee updates?
I have some.
Good.
HFI, February 8th through the 11th, we will, the city and the school district will have a booth at the Waba Home Show. And we did this last year, a joint booth, and we're going to do it again this year. We had great traffic, promoted both the city and the school district, and it was really nice. April 14th, there is going to be a party in the 060. There's car shows, bands, food trucks. It's going to be a great time.
Where is that?
It's in Riggs Park, isn't it?
Okay.
I believe so, yes.
And we had 28 new builds this past year, home building, in 2017. That is opposed to, I believe, 4 or 7 new builds the previous year. So things are moving along. WSU classes are coming in, and we're anticipating in August. There will be at the, where the Learning Center was on Grand. They'll share that space with, I believe it's Wichita Tech, what was Wichita Area Technical College.
It will be called,
There'll be,
WSU Tech is what it will be called.
In there. We're excited about that. And the activity center, the old activity center has been listed with Jeff Lane, and it is getting some interest. So,
Good.
that's it.
Any other committee updates? Any off agenda?
I have none.
Item 9.
Move for adjournment.
Second.
Motion second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Who seconded?